rebuilding what we usually have.
I still cannot believe the Reanimated project just went so boom.
I know, right? It was a great time. We turned a shitty situation and we made it awesome. I'm proud of that. Okay, hold on. Almost done. I know you guys just see the we're starting soon screen, but we're almost ready here. I'm trying to if you were here for the whole live stream thing, King's got a little crazy, and I adjusted some settings on the haste, and I'm trying to reset what we had. There we are. Okay. Let me join you for real, because I have not been in this actually. There we are. And then we switch on over. Fade. There we are. Hey everybody. How is your 20th anniversary going? Happy 20th anniversary of Teenage Robot. Things got a little crazy today. We didn't get to do as much as we wanted to, but you know what? We got to do the important stuff, so that's good. That's a success in my book. And hey, who's to say we need to stop celebrating after August 1st, right? We can still continue the celebration on into the month. Why not? Albeit a lot more calmly and less running around trying to meet a deadline. That'll be nice.
Yeah, after a long time of who knows.
Oh, we're getting little hearts and stuff. How do I send a heart back? Where's the hearts? I want to send a heart. No, what about I want to the reactions? They're floating up. I want to send a heart. Heart. And I guess the host can't send those little floating reactions, can they? I guess. Oh well. All right, for everyone who's joining in, I know you might be coming from the craziness that we were on over on Fanbase. This one's not going to be as crazy. It's going to be mellow. It's going to be nice and calm. It's the after party of the 20th anniversary. We're winding down, having a chill time. I'm going to be working on getting the album out for you guys to listen to. And I'm just going to go one by one on these things. In fact, I still got to finish up. You know what, the thing that I need to do right now? I need to finish the album cover. So I can use that album cover as a video placeholder on the YouTubes.
Do you want my...
Let me load that up. Share the screen here. Good. And now we go to the stream. I did fade over, didn't I? Exit studio mode. I'm confused. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Photoshop. Clip Studio, Clip Studio, Clip Studio, Clip Studio. Clip Studio, paint. There you are. Boop. Isn't it lovely? I did not make this art. This art is by New Buoyant. They made the amazing album, the front and back cover. You can only see the front cover right now. I'm still working on it. What I really need to work on is on my end, as I'm working on like the title and all the credits and everything like that. Hardest part about coming up with an album for a soundtrack that has at minimum 4 different composers, not counting myself, where I include, like, I think I'm gonna omit myself from the album. The names, I mean, I'll list myself in the tracks that I did, where it's like the metadata. You'll see like by Nathan or something, like, you know. But I think I'm just gonna omit myself from the actual album because, or the cover, because for the life of me, I can't figure out a way to squeeze in more names. So right now, this is all I'm gonna just be all about, like trying to clean up some of the, or make it a little bit more pleasing to the eye by working on maybe testing some different colors for fonts. And then once I get this done, I can start uploading actual tracks. So hopefully I get this done in the next 15-20 minutes, so I can do that. But I'm keeping chat open. Oh, and I also have to remember to keep up on Twitter, because the day is not over on Twitter, and that's the majority of the celebration, sharing the hashtag. Eric, it is so cool that you got that. I'm not gonna lie. I hope you had a good time in Times Square.
I always have a good time in Times Square.
That's good to hear, man. And I can't wait. I cannot wait until people hear your guitar stuff on when they download it. It's
I cannot.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to find the linky link. There you are.
Hey, look, there's my name.
Yes, totally mentioning that. Okay. Let's see, I think I'm gonna quote tweet the trailer.
This is not Bridgeport, this is Fairfield Metro. Fairfield Metro. Bridgeport is the next station.
Whoa!
Yeah,
That's a lot of
the beeps are coming through, Eric.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
I said it's not this.
Just posting up the link. Hashtag 20 years of Mulatter. There we are. That's all tweeted. All right. See, I'm pretty chill with the white text on the surrounding borders. It's the featuring singer and guitar bassist that I want to modify the text somehow so it's not so, I don't know, it feels cluttered. I want all this information on there. I don't want to scrub featuring. I don't want to scrub people's names. It's just a matter of finding the correct balance. So let's see. Hope everyone has been having a fantastic 20th anniversary.
I know I had.
That might work. Just a simple...
Me and a couple of artists, musical artists, including Blue Jay Mix, they really...
Right, you
did
had
a
your own
good
little
job.
album released today, didn't you, Nick?
Yes, I did.
Great, fantastic, awesome.
What, the Project 9 2.0?
Yeah, no, congratulations. You got. I remember you've been working on that for a while.
Thank you.
Do you want? Hold on. Do you want reboot it to retweet it? Hold on. Where are you? I don't. If I already have, I don't know. I can't remember. I've retweeted so many things today. Where are you, Nick? Miko. Tunes.
Okay, here. You can post about the Bandcamp thing, or you can
There you are.
use that to retweet.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't
retweet.
care.
I'm gonna retweet you.
like,
I'm gonna retweet you. Twitter needs a feature where you can scroll, where you can look at a profile without looking at all their retweets.
yeah, sorry about my retweets.
No, it's fine. You don't. I did the exact same thing.
I'm somewhat a fan of Cardcaptor Sakura and some other animes and whatnot. So it's kind of.
Yeah,
But I
it's all good.
tried my best to limit today for Teenage Robot because, hey,
It's all good.
it's
There
the
you are. I
20th
found it.
anniversary.
Found it. Yeah. Like and retweet. There you go. Take a look. So that you're getting 2 albums today, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting an album from Reanimated, and you got an album here from Nico Tunes with Teenage Robot theme.
I had so much fun working on this. Alongside Blue Jay Max, Mr. John Tay, and Attila's genericist, and Oriya as well.
Nice.
It's the plunderphonics of wonder for Project 2.0. But I really do want to shout out to Blue Jay Next and Mr. Anjante and Attila's geneticist on
People's
the
user
album.
names are weird, yeah.
I am so sorry if I got that
I got-
wrong. Mention it.
Well, eventually I just gotta call it, you know? What do we think, chat? You think this is ready? Anything else I might be able to do? Anyone can think of? It does look better without so much white font in there. Now all the important, like, all the names are in white, while all the, like, Entity 350 says no. I forgot which question.
What?
I forgot which question I asked. I can't remember if I asked if there's anything that needs to be done or if it looks good. So. And then, of course, you always have to imagine with an album cover what it looks like when it's a tiny little thumbnail, because that's what it's going to look like on your on the iPhone or your music device. So, there's that. All right. New Buoyant did a fantastic job with this album art. This is what, here, maybe let me turn off some layers here, because I need to, like, my job, like I said, has been adding the title and text. New Buoyant added all the, drew up everything. So check it out, what it looks like. I'll probably have this included in the little Google Drive of when this album drops, of just their clean art, so everyone can just have that as well. But check that out. That's so neat. That's so snazzy. By the way, did I share the stream? No, I did not. I did not share the stream in the
Looks like you're getting into Clip Studio Paint very well.
Yeah. I honestly am enjoying it a lot more than Photoshop. There's a few features I miss in Photoshop though, but just overall I do prefer Clip Studio.
You know, you can import brushes from Photoshop over to Clip Studio.
It's not brushes. It's features like tools and stuff.
Hey, I've been using it for years. It's pretty cool.
Oh no, I'm not, like I said, I prefer it now over Photoshop. I can draw things much faster on Clip Studio Paint than I can do on Photoshop. Not because of like hardware limitations or something like that, but because of all the brushes and all the tools that come with Clip Studio Paint that are inherent to the program, because I, for the life of me, cannot figure out how to make custom brushes on Photoshop. So I've always been stuck with default, and default brushes aren't that great in Photoshop, to be real. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call this. I'm feeling pretty happy with this logo. The only thing that I can maybe think of changing, tweaking, is the color of the blue. It used to be gold. Oh, wait, maybe the gold looks better. Chat, does the gold or the blue look better? We got blue. We got gold. Got blue. Got gold. Got blue. What are we feeling, chat? funny. Reanimated got featured on Newgrounds front page.
Yay!
Nice. Very nice. Wow, Newgrounds is so much more accepting than YouTube. Let's move there. Why do we need YouTube anymore? It's hard to say, honestly. Blue or gold. You know what? I think I should probably do gold because I just realized that if I want to do blue, that means all the other. It's gonna kind of. Well, it's technically the blue that's in the upper right corner, in the corners there. And the hardest part is just keeping up with Twitter and keeping the hashtag going. I am so happy that the hashtag has been this successful.
I am too.
I think mission accomplished on that front of getting people
Yeah!
to tweet about Teenage Robot, posting fan art. What a wonderful, wonderful event. And I have only been seeing people's retweets on my feed. I have yet to search it and see what's happening.
Check your DMs real quick, Nate, because I'm curious about something. Well,
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
actually. Oh!
Hello.
Hello, hello. Who is this? Oh, it's Jack. Hello, Jack. Hello, Mick. Oh my God.
Oh.
Everybody's here.
1 second. Let me get my headphones.
I can ask. I was asking chat the question, but now I can ask you guys directly. Blue or gold?
Gold. Gold.
Did you see it? I didn't even.
I saw it before. You asked us this before.
I did. I asked you
You
the
did,
same
yeah.
question before.
You did, yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
Mick, do you remember?
I have egg on my face.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm fairly certain that you asked me in our little group chat for Reanimated.
All right.
I think that yellow
Nathan,
pops
I
more than
can't
blue.
I can't invite someone over. It's giving me an error.
Error. That's weird. You should be doing.
Why? Who are you trying to invite?
Oh, we're not the only one debuting an album today. Apparently, Nick has been working on this remix album with this
sweet,
other
yeah.
user, and he wants to invite him into the server to just chat about it, which I'm fine with.
I heard about that. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, homie.
All right. Well, if you guys say this is done, I'll call it done too, so I can move on to actually upload, using this as a backdrop and start uploading.
Yeah.
Soundtrack shit.
Yeah,
Hey man, question for you real quick, Nathan. When the fuck are you going to sleep?
Oh, I don't know yet. I haven't even had dinner yet, so ETA on that.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah,
eaten
nice.
today.
Dude, I'm not sure if Rob has noticed the reanimation yet. Makes me
I
sad.
know.
What's
Well,
going on?
I
He
mean,
might be sleeping.
yeah, it might
I'm just
be
gonna
late.
fucking DM him. I'm just gonna be like, hey Rob, check this out.
I was gonna be real. I was gonna DM. I was gonna, after the album was finished, I was gonna DM him the album.
Try it again.
I was gonna DM him the Reanimated project, and I was gonna DM him the Google Drive folder of all the fan art that we collected. Just like,
Awesome.
here you
He's
go.
gonna love that.
Here you go. This is the hundreds of fans out there that love your show. Enjoy our gift to you, oh sir.
He was kind of back when this whole thing started. He was surprised that there was enough people this passionate about the show to make this even happen.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna flip his lid. And this was before like all the merch and stuff started coming out too. So like I remember somebody asked him, "What do you think about this project?" And he's like, "Man, it's just crazy. There's just that many people out there that love it."
It makes me very happy. It makes me very happy that I hope you watched it.
Apologies that I couldn't get mine out. Gotta love procrastination. No need to apologize.
Yeah, no worries. We're all We all had our
Good.
real life
Look,
conflicts.
I'll tell you. When we were first starting to plan this, we had Reanimated wasn't the only thing that we had on the dossier. We wanted to do a documentary showcasing the beginning of Teenage Robot and like the production and then the aftermath, yada yada yada. I wanted to finish the cutscene animation for the day. I wanted to get Activation Day Part 2 out by this day. We wanted to do Reanimated. Then we had a thing with Rets of Nora that we wanted to do as well. This was all back in January. Obviously, we overbooked ourselves a little bit. Just a smidge.
Yeah. Am I allowed to say swear words? Because this really ticked me off that we couldn't put it on YouTube.
Oh yeah, no, it ticks me off too. But we turned a shitty situation into a good one. So I'm like,
I think so, yeah.
I feel like we came out on top despite it all.
Yeah, Mick, what I think is going to end up happening is I'm going to successfully dispute that claim, and it's also going to premiere on YouTube. I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
I think if we do, can we... Obviously, the Newground ones, historical, stays up there forever, right? Can we...
Yeah, of course.
The one that comes on YouTube, can we do a little bit of polishing? Because I noticed some editing errors. Like how we...
Yeah.
Like how we forgot to put "It Came From Next Door" as the title.
Oh,
so it's just a blank door.
Yeah, that was miscommunication on my part. I should have said, "Do we want them there? Do you want to?"
I was thinking the same thing. The entire time I was under the impression that Nathan was watching it as we were doing it, but that obviously wasn't the case. I found out like partway through today that he's still been.
I'll be real. I was secretly formulating a plan to sneak in my idea of having it start as the background of me on the count, then the background of my boyfriend's a teenage robot, then It Came From Next Door. Not It Came From Next Door. My neighbor was a teenage robot, then It Came From Next Door, and then get to your baseball shot, Nick. I was secretly formulating my plan to do it, but this whole thing happened with the audio delay and the whole debacle with YouTube. Just didn't get to it. Another thing on the pile of just, oh well.
Yeah, well, yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah,
coulda, woulda, the biggest coulda, woulda, shoulda of this whole thing is I coulda, woulda, shoulda all my ducks in a row before I started this thing. So, like, I remember saying, hey, someone should do a My Life as a Teenage Robot Reanimated in, like, the fan base Discord. And then an explosion of, like, support came from that, and I was like, dang, well, now's the time. And so I just really hastily was put together the foundation and strike while the iron was hot. When really, and there was a lot of things. It's also just hindsight of having a few years of industry experience now, quote unquote industry. I don't work in Hollywood, you know. But anyway, having like practical animation experience, part of that is, you know, I'm looking back and judging myself, but really I should have had a really solid plan of how I was going to lay this out, and so many things would have been smoothed out if I had just done that.
Honestly, I feel like we walked away from this. I feel like we learned a lot, so that's good. Oh, and
yes,
they're asking
so true.
I
like,
yeah, check your
to
DM.
be able to. I have this experience of like how not to do a Reanimated that I can like relay to other people now.
So what's next?
Yeah, what episode?
For me?
What episode we doing next?
Yeah, for you.
What's the next episode? What, Raggedy Android?
There was a point where you were talking to me and you mentioned the idea of doing Cluster Prime, but that idea is exactly like you think about it for a moment. And it's
that's
like, okay,
even worse. Yeah,
that's not happening.
I can see another 11-minute episode happening. I cannot see
Yeah.
Cluster Prime happen. That's oh my god. Maybe,
honestly,
Victim of fashion.
maybe Victim of Fashion. I was gonna say Victim because everyone loves that episode.
If I was gonna do another Reanimated, I would do. There's the song from the episode. I forget the name of the episode now. It's been so long because I've actually been watching the show all the time. But the episode where Jenny doesn't have any villains to fight, and she's trying to get the villains to like come to the school and interrupt her mom's thing. She sings a song with Brad there.
Yeah.
And I'd want to reanimate just the song.
Mm.
It's the only musical number in the entire show, unless I'm mistaken.
Pretty sure.
No, there's a few.
Well, no, no. Only one where the characters are singing. Yes.
Mm. Yeah, true. Because they need me as a backing track.
Right.
It's not like Jenny singing.
Non-diegetic, they say.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Minky Minky Momo isn't really a musical number either. But there are other songs. Yeah.
I don't know if Eric can hear us.
Buster Prime.
But it does exist out in the wild. There is a minute-long version of Minky Momo. Mickey Momo.
Oh
or
God,
Minky
I
Momo?
forgot
Minky
about
Momo.
that.
It's Minky Momo.
Minky
Minky. I'm 98,000% sure.
Part of me wants to include it on the album, but like, I don't think it's done. But I think it's great.
Yeah, we need to grace the world with that. I really can't wait for the album to come out because I need to listen to it while I work.
Oh yeah.
I was humming it all day
It's so
today. I
great.
was working.
I should start just making these videos already. God. This is what's the size of this thing? 1,000 by 1,000. This album cover. I'll make the video. It's gotta be square. Is 4x3 a perfect square?
No, it's not. It's in the title. It's not a perfect square.
I'm stupid.
You're so tired. You're so tired.
Hey, welcome, Blue Jay Mix.
Hey.
Hey, Blue Jay.
Is 4x3 a perfect
Before you guys go selling your album, real quick, I just want to mention, Mick, did you know that Savannah Martinez, who's the person who sang the intro, her mother is the person who came up with the idea to put a musical number in Escape from Cluster Prime? Like,
really?
Yeah. The reason why
so
they
great.
need me.
What's her mom's name?
Heather Martinez.
Heather Martinez. Didn't she board Attack of the 5.5 Geek?
Yeah,
I think
she worked
think
on
so, yeah.
She worked on Teenage Robot. She's worked on
It's
SpongeBob.
so good. I really wish I could talk to her. You guys,
She's super chill.
you guys
should
put me
reach
in
out.
touch or something. I really
She's
wanna
very
talk to her
chill.
about
Reach
that.
out.
Yeah.
Reach out, man. She will respond. Yeah, she's been awesome. She's gonna be the next fan base interview too.
Awesome. I want to give me. We can discuss that later. Get the
Yeah,
social
yeah.
or whatever. But
Speak.
I love the Attack of the 5.5 Geek episode.
Yeah, it's a solid
right.
episode.
Let me post that.
Who's watching this on YouTube?
Where should I post the finished album cover, Jack?
The finished. Well, for what?
I don't know. I said I'm not ready to release any actual tracks yet, but I got the album cover done.
Okay.
So where should I post that?
Twitter.
Nah, not yet. I want Twitter to be the actual big post of like, there's the
Okay.
album release.
Where else is there to post it? You mean like in one of the Discord servers or?
Which channel should I post? General?
Oh.
Because I'm also doing
Nah.
this. I'm also
Fuck
doing
it.
this.
Put in announcements.
I'm also doing this in. Oh yeah, you're right. Because I don't think everybody knows yet that we're releasing an album version of this.
I think that we mentioned it in the stream earlier, but besides that, I don't think so. Yeah. You know what I went to do that time? I did something that I haven't done in 7 years, like as long ago as I started the Teenage Robot fanbase. I told somebody that I know in my personal life about fanbase, and I did that because this project is something that I'm proud that I was able to collaborate on. So I took that as my in to show it to them. But
That's so cool.
what I did to feel comfortable about doing it is I unlisted the NSFW video. So Yeah, that I'll relist it eventually. I just need a little bit of time because I do intend on telling more people about my secret teenage robot life. I don't want them to see the PLRN
Yeah, it's like
video.
that. It's like that one meme where someone's like, "Stop talking about the NSFW stuff in the server.
Mm.
I'm not going to make it a rule because it's embarrassing to have that rule, but you're going to be banned if you talk about it."
Yeah.
And I'm using that
Yeah,
upload
that's
so I can
right.
translate it to this computer.
I wonder how I would make that video in 2023. I wonder if I should make that again. Maybe not. It gets so many views. That's the problem. Like, it's such a hot topic in the community.
It's like, it's the biggest elephant in the room when it comes to community.
I did the thing every artist does. I uploaded
What'd you
it,
do?
and then I noticed an error.
Wow. What's the error?
Down there, singer Savannah Martinez and guitarist bassist Eric Peters. There's more space between guitarist bassist Eric Peters than there is between singer Savannah Martinez.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Oh man, it rotted me yesterday morning when I was about to go to sleep, and I saw the credits started too early. Oh my god. It was a small fix. Like, I was up for like another 20 minutes to fix it. But like that 20 minutes just pushed me over the line. Yeah.
I think I was getting pushed over the line when I was this morning when I was exporting all the different stems for the intro, and I kept exporting them on, like, the whole point of exporting a stem for music is for like percussion only, guitar only, like, individual tracks. And as I was exporting them, I kept accidentally exporting multiple instruments at the same time, so I had to go back and re-export, and I was losing it. I was like, can't go on.
Alright, I'm finally off this damn train.
Huzzah! How was the trip to New York City?
It's alright. I mean, it's just a train, so it's not too remarkable.
Eric,
hello.
If I could just tell you something real quick. What you did to elevate that last track in Reanimated was like fucking breathtaking. It was unreal. Like I think Mick, you felt the same way. As soon as we heard it, we both got goosebumps.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, goosebumps for real.
Dude, I was like,
it was like listening to My Life as a Teenage Robot all over again.
Yeah. I think my original favorite part of it was the extra organ where it's like like kept going into that. But then you freaking added your guitar riff that's like going insane up and down. It's like, dude,
I assume you're talking about the Eddie Van Halen style tapping solo, where it's like,
oh yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved.
Fun fact about that. First take.
No way.
Really?
Yep. I was like, damn, I'm good.
Dude, that's insane.
That's insane, dude.
Rob retweeted it. Rob seeing
Let's go.
He sees the video.
Oh my god.
Oh, I don't think.
Let me just open up my X app.
Would people hate me if the album isn't finished tonight? I don't know, because I guess I gotta eat dinner. It's 8 o'clock.
Dude, I'll tell you something, Nathan. I haven't eaten today. I haven't eaten once.
Maybe I can get a single out.
Yes, you can.
Then I can do the album like tomorrow when I have more time and I'm not like crunching. Because actually there was one tweak I wanted to do for the intro that I noticed in watching it with everybody. There's one little tweak. There's a part of the song that wish was a little louder.
Oh wow, there's a bright ass, full ass moon out tonight.
Yeah. Can you say something to me in the chat, Nathan? Here you go. Donald.
Hello, Atlas.
Goodbye. For real, guys, it's almost 1 in the morning, so I should probably get out of here. Atomic Key, legend. You are a fucking legend. Thank you so much for your shots on Reanimated. They're some of my favorite shots in it, and thank you yet again. I thank you so many times for your Gurren Lagann art, your My Life's Changed Robot Gurren Lagann art, which is to this day one of my favorite creations in the community. Thank you. I'm not sure if you can hear any of that. Yeah. All right. And I guess I'll thank. Where do I even start with this? Like, Mick, we've been involved in this for like 3 or 4 years, right? Like,
yeah, about 3.5 years.
3.5 years. It's been a ride, man. It's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So much has changed. Like
everything.
It seems like so long, but it's so short too.
Yeah, I think COVID really did that to us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Is it weird that I kind of want to do another collab?
Let's give it some time.
I'll give it some time, but that was like we had its ups and downs.
It's not weird, but it is weird.
It was a lot of fun, I felt, despite all the shit that went down.
Yeah, despite the fact that you've been awake for like 48 hours straight. Past that.
It's like I'm the crazy guy right now. I'm the crazy guy in the group. It's like,
yeah.
Wanna go again, guys? Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm not sure.
And you're still doing the rebooted stuff, and you're
yeah,
working on the album still.
Yeah. T-Bone, welcome to the chat.
I'm in too deep.
Yeah. The last thing they'll say before I get off for the night. I don't know how many people are watching this now. Teenage Robot Rebooted. No, it's okay. Teenage Robot Rebooted, like, the amount of time and effort you put into something that wasn't going to premiere on your channel. I think that really shows the unity that our two channels have. Like, I consider them to be one and the same, except yours is cooler. You've been the inspiration for me to stay in this community as long as I have. I'm confident if your project didn't exist, I would have stopped this in 2016. So I want to say, like, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for deciding to collaborate with me and to collaborate with Mick to make this happen. And I hope to do more with you guys again sometime in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I had to say. Just a little bit of speech.
Jack, it is always a pleasure working with you with whatever. We should do more collab stuff in the future for sure. I think it's a lot more fun when we're all coming together and doing something than like going off on our own and like. Yeah, for sure. You've got your team, I've got my team. Mick, you've got something going on over there too.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You fall in the middle. You fall in the middle.
Yeah. I'm too inconsistent.
Chat is currently pointing out that I still have the chat from the previous stream on screen, not the current one.
Oh my god.
What?
Whoopsie!
Wow.
Oh no.
Wouldn't be a rebooted stream without technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, thank you everybody. You guys have a good night and happy 20th anniversary of My Life's Teenage Robot. 20 years of ML. 20 years of MLAATR. Let's go. I'm fucking out of here.
Maybe 20 years from now, the title will be a little bit easier to say.
Yeah, maybe. All right, see you guys.
Good night, Jack.
Good night.
Oh gosh, that was it's so nice having the animation up there. I don't know how you feel about being in this kind of like a vocal member of the community, but like that weight is so bad. I can't even like enjoy the show properly when I have like these obligations over my head.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you. I feel you. I don't think I don't remember the last time I watched the show.
I used to watch it constantly in college because I was studying it.
Yeah, not
but when I started
not out of like disinterest or something like that. I just like, you know, I know it at this point.
Yeah, that's true. But for me, it was like, oh shoot, there's like other things I should be doing besides watching TV right now whenever I was watching Teenage Robot. So now I can just sit back and I can finally sit back and enjoy a Teenage Robot episode without the stress. This is definitely my favorite cartoon of all time.
Nice.
And now I'm going to be able to sit back and enjoy it again.
Yay.
Feels good.
That feels good. What is going on with this one?
Angelis says that I've binged the show recently and been cross-referencing shots and sounds for the video he's been cooking up.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm going to relabel that music because it's what I'm including with everything, so...
And... Oh gosh. One thing I didn't want to say this to like upstage Jack or whatever, but you really do mean a lot to this community, Nathan. I think there's an era of the fan base where like it was like the Dark Ages, and you were the one who came out of like the Dark Ages and made the My Life as a Teenage Robot rebooted forum. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Glad
that was the only active place to talk about Teenage Robot online, and I met a lot of really cool people through that forum, and I got really into drawing. Like the fan art community there was so small but so supportive that like I was like literally making fan art for like 4 people or something. And like that's what got me to like really like all the love and support I got from people in that community actually made me get to be as good of an artist as I am now. So literally, not only like, you know, would My Life as a Teenage Robot Reanimated not be possible, my career in an animation might not even be possible without you. So
No, I concur. Like, I kind of have similar feelings towards like this whole project in and of itself. Like, it had. Like, I want to take it back for a bit, right? When I was a naive 15-year-old and freshman in high school, when I started that whole forum and like the project and whatnot. Look at me! I can do 2 seasons on my own. Let's go.
Of course, that didn't happen.
Yeah. But when I started it all, I would have never. I was doing Lego stop motion animations, maybe the occasional joke live action video, but that was kind of my comfort zone, right? Like that was my lane that I stayed in. This project is what got me to invest in a drawing tablet. It's what got me to invest in Toon Boom products like Harmony and Storyboard Pro. It's what got me to look into how to compose for musics and stuff like that, and how to get together a sound design for your stuff. Had I not done this project, I would probably still be doing Lego stop motion videos on YouTube. I would not have taken up an animation minor in college, which eventually turned into a major in of itself. Like it started as a minor, it turned into a major. I probably wouldn't have gotten anywhere with that stuff because it was all this. Because like what Teenage Robot's style is very. Not only do I very much love Art Deco, like in general, it's one even way back when. It's always been like a particular favorite style of mine. I just really like the retro vibe. But it's very comforting and accepting, where it's like you don't need to learn much to start drawing Art Deco.
Exactly. It was so accessible.
Yes.
To me, as someone who, I think I kind of grasped how to draw. I didn't really enjoy drawing, but I was doing well in my drawing classes, but I didn't really get how to draw cartoons. That's something I struggled with. And studying the Teenage Robot style elevated me from just being able to, draw to be able to like make characters that can move.
Yeah.
And that's, and it all and obviously all thanks to you, but it all goes back to Alex and Rob.
Sure, yeah.
And of course, all the lovely people who worked on My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Well, I'm going to switch microphones. Give me 1 second, because I just realized an error in my way of setting this up. I have like a way of editing the music, but I don't have a way of listening to it. So I need to switch microphones so I can start listening to it on my headphones, and I can start playing everybody through the speakers. But my computer no, actually it doesn't. Hold on. Only through Discord does it cancel out. It doesn't through the actual stream. Ah, well. Never mind then. My bad. I'm trying to think, because the two main things that I want to release as a single, either be the end credits or the intro. There's two things I want to check. Before I do. I guess I could mute.
Did you tweet the link out to this live stream on your Twitter?
No, but I feel Twitter doesn't like YouTube links anyway, so I'm fine with it. It's chill.
Okay,
if the people
cool.
who subscribe to YouTube get a ding, a little notification bell whenever we're live, so that's good enough for me. Because when we shared the link,
I was just asking because I was gonna retweet you.
Oh no, because when we shared the link to that podcast we did with the old school Lane, we can tell we got buried by Twitter's algorithm and we just got shut down. Because usually, I mean, I don't mean to brag, right? But usually within a couple minutes, we got at least 10 likes on any old post, right?
Yeah.
However, that one was like staying pretty solid at like 5 likes, which I'm like, well, that's probably because there was a YouTube link on it, and that's probably means that Twitter's algorithm is burying it and not letting anybody see it, because Twitter doesn't.
Does it help if you put it in the replies?
Yeah, it helps when people reply and like retweet and quote tweet, because then it like starts to fight the algorithm. But like, there's got to be a lot of people doing it. So, but the point is that Twitter doesn't like it when you link to another website. Does not like it at all. Not
yeah.
It enjoys.
You mean X and not Twitter?
I refuse to call it that.
You mean X,
I'm not
not
gonna call
Twitter.
that either. There's no way.
I was talking to Jack about this. I think it's absolutely insane that man paid $4 billion for one of the most recognizable brands.
40.
40? My bad. I was 10
Yeah.
a decibel off.
Yeah. You were $36 billion off, and why? Because like you think $4 billion would be a waste of money.
Yeah, but like my point is
shame. A shame by the name of Bird.
This guy paid $40 billion for one of the most recognizable brand names on the planet Earth. You would struggle to find a brand name that rivals a company like Twitter. There's not a lot out there. And then in less than a year of owning it, he rebrands it. He throws that brand out the window. What are you doing? What are you doing?
To Mark Zuckerberg's.
Dear members. Ooh, is this a message from...
Yes.
Yeah, they're probably going to go back in the
WGA. Let me read this. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Dear members, the AMPTP, through Carol Lombardini, reached out to the WGA today and requested a meeting this Friday to discuss negotiations. We'll be back
Again.
in communications with you sometime after the meeting with further information. As we said before, be wary of rumors. Whenever there is important news to share, you will hear it directly from us. Finally, those money-grubbing producers in Hollywood are starting to realize that they need writers and actors. That's nice.
That's good to hear.
All right.
And then, yeah, because that's having a ripple effect. And just AI stuff that they were protesting too, that's going to come for everybody. So I'm glad that they're being one on the side of human beings.
Yeah, what is it? The Teamster union, where they were talking about the UPS going on strike, right? That is very, very fun. What is it? They actually settled that with a literally a record-breaking deal, which they caved in instantly because they were like, "Fuck, we can't do that."
Yeah. If they did go on strike, it would be huge economic, the entire economy would take a huge hit.
Pretty much. That's why they didn't want the railroad people to go on strike.
Yeah.
But think about Christmas.
Yeah, it's nice to hear some victories being won against AI.
I'm
a big fat doomer when it comes to AI.
Oh, I thought, okay. Can we clear the air then? Mick, I don't mean this in a negative way or against you.
Shit, sorry,
I was under the not Nick with an N and Mick with an M. I was under the impression you supported AI. Is that not the case?
I'm really, really frustrated when I see people fighting against it now, because I feel like the time. It's not anybody's. If you're 20 now,
right?
It's not your fault. But 15 years ago was the time to protest this.
True.
It's too late.
I feel like it snuck up from underneath people. I would.
It did. CAPTCHAs. That's what the point of CAPTCHA is, to train AI. It's not to verify that you're human. It's to train AI. That's the purpose.
No way, really?
That is the number one. The guy who invented Duolingo invented it, and he is super all about AI. He invented CAPTCHA, and its purpose is to train AI. There's other ways that you can verify someone's a human without having them do a stupid little quiz like that. And it was public knowledge in the early or mid 2010s. That's what CAPTCHA was for.
Damn,
and
I didn't know that.
And exactly, and you were a kid. How else are you supposed to know? But that's been going on for years and years and years and years and years and years. At this point, that's why I say I'm a doomer. But when it gives me hope when I see people saying, we're just going to strike against this. I really, really hope that people have animators' backs, because that's my big doomer pill. Is I feel like voice actors especially are not on animator side. They'll be on animator side in word, but not in spirit. Because I remember the voice actor for the guy who does Sergeant Johnson in Halo had some very mild support for animators. At the same time, voice actors were striking for even higher wages, when not that voice actors don't deserve compensation for their work, but 60% of the budget of a Simpsons episode goes straight to voice actors.
Yep.
So we know the score when it comes to voice actors and animators, so I don't want to breed any animosity. I work with voice actors, obviously, not directly, indirectly. They're all really great. They do a lot of really hard work. So I don't want to, dumb it down too much and accuse people who don't deserve it. But it's just, that's the big thing I see coming, is that they're going to go for animators first, then voice actors.
Yeah.
Because the voice actors are already done. AI can already do a voice actor's job.
Yeah, I don't support any of it. If you trailed back a while ago, you'll find me I was experimenting with the early Mid-Journey stuff because I didn't realize what it was. I thought I would not touch that had I known what it was actually doing. Because I was under the impression, naive me, that they had actually trained an AI to start generating images that it did not know. Like it was actually creating something. I'm like, oh, that's so neat. But no, it turns out they just used a gigantic, what was the number? 20 million photograph library of art and photos that are all copyrighted, and they just trained the AI off those photos. It's like, oh, so they're just like, it's just like replicating
stealing art.
Yeah. That's not that impressive.
Yeah.
It was way crazier when it was just you just programmed it to start generating images like this. I was kind of like, even if it doesn't look like anything, it just looks like one of those like impressionists, like, you know, just like weird vague shapes.
That's the thing, is that sometimes I'll see something on LinkedIn and someone says, I drew this. And AI artists will say that about their own work. I'm like, this looks like it's done in a stylistic way. It looks a lot like AI art, and I can't tell the difference between is it an artist with a glitchy looking style, or is this drawn by an AI? But where I think AI is really, really apparent is when it tries to do like illustrations of like characters or something that's trying to look like a good illustration. I definitely still think that it lacks the human touch. Mm-hmm. I think that AI will get good enough to where it can mask that. As of right now, when it's good, it looks too perfect.
Right.
And as technology gets better, it'll be able to do all sorts of stuff. I have a screen cap of somebody who shared an image of like Sonic drawn on lined paper with like crayon. And then they were like, AI will never be able to replicate this. A bunch of people in the comments were like, yeah, that's true. AI won't be able to replicate that because that's the heart and soul of a child. And then the original poster was like, actually, this was created via a prompt in an AI.
No, yeah, I don't deny that you can make AI come with all sorts of different things. I just think my inherent disagreement in it is that I feel like art, no matter what it is, whether it be like a drawing on a napkin or like a big Mona Lisa painting, I feel like artwork is an expression of the person who's drawing it or making it, right? It's not the same when you're telling a computer a big paragraph of keywords and then hoping that the art comes out neat. That's not the same at all.
You're so right. I have a really good example.
I think we're only calling it art because there's a lack of a better word for it. Because...
Well, I wanted to touch on something that you said about the human experience.
Right.
So, they have AI that can make music now. You could make an AI that sounds maybe technically better than anything that ever came out of Def Leppard. Mm-hmm. But Def Leppard's drummer only has one arm. He lost his arm in a car accident. And the AI doesn't have that human story to go with the art they're making. I think that the phrase, you gotta separate the art from the artist, is going to come back to bite certain artists who don't put enough of themselves into their art. Because if you can separate the art from the artist, the AI is the artist separate from art.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, because like you also have the argument of death of the author, but I even feel like there's a limit to that as well, where yes, you can like distance like if you read a book and you're like, well, this is clearly the author's intent, or well, maybe the intent wasn't as clear as they wanted it to be. I feel like still though, you're still reading the author's words, and they're still putting their passion onto whatever you wrote and whatever they wrote, and like you're reading their viewpoint of the world in some way, whether it be
exactly. You have to like a good example of a cancellation of that death of the author thing is that if you've ever read 1984, I know a lot of people have been forced to read it in high school, and I remember reading it. And anyway, in 1984, there's a lot of disagreement over like what he actually meant by 1984. But you have to think about it as not as just a random any old person writing a book about random any old thing. It's about like an Englishman during the Cold War writing about totalitarian regimes. And you have to account for the lens of the person that George Orwell living in Britain and seeing the world through that culture. So definitely the author, I guess, but at the end of the day, George Orwell is still a person, and he still had a perspective that came from his experiences. That is the correct way. Not necessarily there's only one interpretation, but there's one and only one lens that's accurate to look at that work through, which is the work of like a Englishman living in the middle of the 20th century.
Probably gonna have to log off here for the night and soon because dinner is here, and I mean maybe I can join again, but like when I leave, the stream's probably gonna end because like I'm the one who's hosting it. But I don't know. How long have we been going?
Very quickly, for Project 9 2.0, Blue Jay, Mix, Atlas, and I, we worked on this entire project. Oi, Blue Jay!
Hey,
yeah, mate.
We're here.
I just realized we've only been going for about an hour and 10 minutes, so I'm gonna at least at least gonna get to 2 hours. So
let's go. Alrighty.
Let's keep this party rolling.
I hear you guys released. I hear you guys released a Teenage Robot album today too.
Yes, we did.
We sure did.
How about you talk about it? I have never. What's it all about?
Well, if you remember correctly from my days as a Plunderphonics artist, and still am.
Oh yeah, no, Nick, I remember. Tell the audience. Tell the audience. Repeat the story. It's okay.
Back when Teenage Robot Rebooted was still in production, and I first got started into Plunderphonics like music type of thing. I worked on a little remix project called Project XJ9, which is similar to all the Pogo tributes in that regard, or the music that is inspired by Pogo. And so
a Disney remixer.
Yeah, not just Disney, but also a lot of video game and cartoons and whatnot. Just like the stuff that he used to watch when he was a tyke. And so when I first got into when I got into the My Lab Teenage Robots fan base and everything, I figured, gee, it would be so great if I could just remix the show. And so that's what I did back in 2015 with Gastro, a very good friend of mine. And then sometime later, like in August of 2018, I redid the entirety of the series with the album in which Left Boy joined in, as well as Gastro. And Blue Jay, I think you were supposed to be a part of the 1.0 thing as well.
1.0?
Yeah, this is the original version of Project 9 1.0, by the way. Blue Jay, and I think you were supposed to be a part of it, but I think you've dropped out or something. Like we were running out of time,
Yeah,
and so
that's all in the past though. So like, what? So you came back together and you started doing a version 2.
yes.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. I didn't remember there was a version 1. I didn't.
Well, 1.5 actually, because the original Project Machine 9 was the original back in
God dang it.
2015. No. It was my fault at that point in time. But yeah, Project XG9 2.0 came in. I was just remixing Teenage Robot a little bit, for funsies, and then I figured, hey, why not? The show's turning 20. This is back in 2022. And so I started gathering all of the samples and actually cleaned them up thanks to AI, in which,
Yes.
a little bit of AI and Audacity and
Like, what type? What type? Just like
X minus Pro. It's X minus dot Pro. It's like separates the music
a
and
separative. Okay, you got to be careful about talking about like I use an AI. Yeah, you just
no. I'm sorry. I should have clarified.
Yeah,
I should have clarified.
You use the type of AI.
I didn't mean it to sound like that.
Yeah.
Really.
You use the actual tool where all it does is separate tracks, where it separates the vocals from like an instrumental or something,
Yeah, sorry, that was my fault. I should have clarified that, and I'm just, but yeah,
I have RX8 and RX10, and
I have
they're pretty
RX8
good.
and RX9.
But you know what? I found a very good. Hold on, I gotta find it. Hold on.
Are we gonna plug this one? Ultimate Vocal Remover. Is that the one?
Yes. That's what I was gonna go into.
Yes. This
Oh
is
my
one
god,
of those.
it's so good. It has like models and stuff like that, and the one I pick is I gotta open it up to see what it is because I can't really remember the name off the top of my head.
So there have been a lot of these advances in AI music and vocal just removal of either or, and
vocal isolation and everything. Back when I did Project 9 0.1 and Project 9 1.0, I used Audacity and tried to isolate the vocals and everything. It didn't work because I was very limited at the time. And then, I wanted the whole thing to be like as clean as possible, like as a 5.1 surround mix. Those who work in the Plunderphonics community knows this pretty well, like Blue Jay and Atlas. Sometimes we take the 5.1 surround mix of movies and we sample them that way.
so a 5.1 mix, as opposed to something mixed in stereo, has all of these separate channels with music, bass, and vocal centers. So you can solo those out and get some very clean vocal or music samples from them.
Right, and so I used X minus Pro to separate them, to separate the music and dialogue out so that I can actually sample both. Sometimes I would have to merge them together for a certain effect for some of the samples, but overall it turned out pretty darn good. Actually, it turned out way better.
Darn good, partner.
With my life as a teenage robot, this whole show so far has been only mixed in stereo, and it's been very hard to isolate those vocals, SFX samples, and music, because a lot of that's unreleased at the moment. So we have to work with this very linear stereo soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's been actually been a point of contention where I was. That's why Reanimated was mixed in 5.1, for instance. Like I wanted to every time I try to do a Teenage Robot mix or something, I always try to do 5.1 because it's something the original show didn't have the ability to do.
I do wonder if any of that does survive in Viacom's secret
sure,
vault
probably.
that they have.
They've probably got a vault of their master tracks, but they're all still probably stereo. They're not, because Teenage Robot was made at a time where surround sound wasn't really available to any home customers, only really available in movie theaters, so there was no point in mixing TV shows.
And especially if movies are in 5.1 or in DVDs and Laserdisc.
Right.
Which, at that time, Laserdiscs were already out.
Because, nowadays, right? Because nowadays, it's all predicated on what the audience can afford and what they have in their homes. Because, obviously, movie theaters and whatnot, they are broadcasting films in 4K, 8K in some situations, where they got the largest things possible. Meanwhile, the standard for television these days is, I'm fairly certain, still 1080p. I think we are just about to, definitely for animation. There's no 4K animation out there that are not just upscales. But I think we are in live action television. I think we're slowly coming over now. I think we're slowly starting to get into 4K, but animation's a long way off. I think. I don't especially 2D. I don't think there's a large push for 2D 4K animation. CG, yeah, because you can get more.
I'm wondering though how hard it would be to get animation. A lot of animation could easily be upscaled to 4K. If it's done, if it's a vector drawing, and as long as the backgrounds are being drawn a high enough or which I imagine they are. I think
even that.
Disney did use something for the cap system back in the 90s where they can actually scale it up to 4K or something like that, 2K, and then they could actually do something about that.
I don't know about you guys. I can't really see the difference between 1080p and 4K.
I've started to notice that. I started out like that. I've started to notice the difference. 4K is a lot.
It's definitely going from VHS to DVD, and was a pretty big bump, and then going from DVD to Blu-ray was a pretty big bump too. But going from 4K, 1080p to 4K is definitely it. I remember when I first saw a DVD, I'm like, wow, yeah. That's where it's at.
I think 8K is overkill.
Yeah.
Right now it's a little bit too much.
It only makes sense if you're recording something in 8K where you would want to crop out the video and you'd want to have enough pixels there that you'd actually still have a decent amount of detail to show it up in 4K. Or even just 1080p, because like I said, I can't see the difference between 1080p. If my glasses prescription was perfect, I'd be able to see the difference. But I mean, a lot of times people are watching videos on their phones anyway. So you're taking a 4K image and reducing it down to the size of a note card. It's not good. The difference is not, in my opinion, that good. What I'm way more excited about is OLED TVs becoming more mainstream because the color depth in them.
Right. Hell, I'm
HDR is very neat by far. I've noticed that there's been this shift in colors as of late. A lot of shows and movies look a lot low contrast and very kind of dark. I think this is the need of HDR at the moment.
Yeah, I agreed.
So, I've got most of the samples cleaned up and ready to go, and then sent them over to Blue Jay, Atlas, and a few others that actually wanted to contribute to the album.
Yes.
And then they.
I was gonna say earlier. Yeah, I came back. I came to 2.0, and then I only made 2 songs.
It's not your fault.
You're lucky. I only got to make 1. It was a very nice collab track. We'll get into that in a little bit. Nico, what you gotta say?
Well, the collab between Atlas and Oriya was, I think, the very last track that was able to come out from the project, because I already had most of it ready to go. I had all the track lists up and running. One did try to collaborate. Dan J. Rilcox. I'm sorry if I really mispronounced his name, but he wanted to work on the album so bad, but he couldn't because he had a move, and then, you know, just everything just went downhill from
He's a darn good artist, though.
Yeah, he
Very
is.
good artist.
In fact, he used most of my samples as a Plunderphonics artist on other projects that he worked on as well. So, you know, I couldn't blame him. If I were to do a sequel album one of these days, like a sequel album in which you know, if Teenage Robot Rebooted comes out with something like that, you know, I might do a remix album on Rebooted.
I'm all right.
But that's just
very
future.
interesting.
That's just future. That's down the line, and I don't even know how you would proceed with it because you don't know Plunderphonics. You're new to Plunderphonics.
Yeah, it's honestly not my style. It's like I got nothing against it. It's just not really my thing. But like, you know, so it's chill for people. You know, if you enjoy it, like that's chill. It's all good. I probably like a lot of music that you probably wouldn't enjoy.
Yeah, like New Age. Like New Age for me, Latitude 1 is the best. Like instrumental synths and everything, just it blends together nicely, I think. But yeah, Plunderphonics, Pogo, I can't really thank him enough for making me jump into that world of that Plunderphonics. And I think I was one of the original OG of the Pogo community back in the early 2010s. I think this was way before the Rebooted project came in.
Oh yeah. I hate to interrupt, but I really do. My dinner is getting cold, so I gotta step out for a little bit. I think I'll keep. If you guys can be good and not like disrupt the YouTube algorithm, I'll come back. I just need to eat, and because I do want to.
Okay, sounds good.
I do want to work on this album and like get some stuff out. So, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm gonna go eat. BRB.
All right, time
Be
to say
good.
some swear words.
Yeah, be good.
Alrighty.
Prick.
Nico, I
Heck.
guess you got the reins here. Alrighty.
So did everybody get a chance to see the My Life as a Teenage Robot Reanimated?
I did numerous times, yes. I've actually recorded something. Like for
What was everyone's favorite shot from the reanimation? Start with Atlas, just because they're first.
Oh, me? I haven't actually seen it yet, so
Oh!
I think I'll give this to Nico.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, boy. How can I describe my shot? Shot 15, I was given that shot back in 2019, ever since then, I've started to fully reanimate. Like, when Nathan came in to help me out with a sequence that is a work in progress.
Yeah.
I have since been, very confident about my animation skills, that I really wanted to redo shot 15, which is the end of the intro, in which
Yeah, I
goes
know
my
how you
teenage
feel.
robot. Yeah, it felt so bad. I really wanted to redo that shot, but we couldn't. I asked Nathan because I really wasn't very happy with that shot. So,
well, let me put your mind at ease. There was a shot that I worked on there that I started in like 2020, and I finished a couple months ago, and I was having to like clean up really poorly drawn like keyframes, and I was like, this is just not it. I hated it so much. I'm glad, but you just have to like, you can't start over. You just gotta say you can't start over, but you can move forward, and that's what you just got to keep doing, because you can go back and keep refining. You have to be able to say, okay, this is what I made. It's out there, and I'm just gonna let it be. Blue Jay, did you happen to see it? The animation?
Oh, no.
What? He's watching the Reanimated.
It's on Newgrounds at the moment. I would have got it.
Currently on Newgrounds.
I did not.
No, if I don't know what else I permitted to say about that, so I'm going to leave it at that. But it is on Newgrounds.
Unfortunately, Paramount's not very cool with projects like these, as we've seen in the past. So, having it on Newgrounds, I'm pretty alright with that.
Absolutely. And that might be where it's going to have to live. Hopefully we can get things sorted out with Paramount, but and put it on YouTube, but that's not my domain, so I don't want to make any false promises. Eric, did you happen to get... You said that you were traveling, so I don't know if you had a chance to see it yet.
No, not quite yet. I'm almost home, so I'll be able to watch it pretty soon.
Dope.
I did a real quick shot for it, though. I honestly don't even remember what my shot looks like. I only remember, like, the highlight of my shot was, like, the Macaulay Culkin poster, or whatever his name is.
Macaulay Culkin poster.
From Home Alone?
No, Ian, whatever. Ian Macaulay. Ian
Ian Macaulay.
Bedroom. I think I did pretty decent, given that it's my first finished piece of animation ever.
You did a pretty good job with it. I was, I knew of you as being a voice actor, and I remember being impressed with the quality of animation that you put out. You should be definitely proud of it. And you did it a few years ago too. I think really don't want anybody to be looking at it though and be like, "Oh, I was such a bad artist back then." Like everybody was a bad artist back then. It was like 2 or 3 years ago for some people. So yeah. But you did a really swell job on it.
There was a few shots that I really loved. Like, you
want to add
no
another
idea
really in there for good measure?
how much anime.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty good.
You gonna elaborate on those shots, Nico?
The shots that you really like.
Yeah,
My immersion. Yeah.
for some reason. Hang on. This is.
I am really.
Shoot.
I am really excited to see.
No.
As
Never mind.
the,
I actually got it. I
animation-
actually got it.
The animation starts to gain more
Okay.
traction. I'm really excited to see the larger fan
The
response.
shots that I loved that really caught my attention was Robert and Max D_00. And of course, Nate with his shot for Reanimated being the most hilarious. Like, it starts off with the whole action, because we're experimenting with lighting over in Teenage Robot Rebooted. But then it gets so funny. Like, you gotta see the Reanimated project just so that you can see what comes after Jenny, does the hero pose after destroy the meteor. It's so funny. I think you are going to laugh your butt off. You know what I mean? I'm sure everyone in the Reanimated project had already seen it, and of course, those who came to the Reanimated viewing party viewed it, but it's so funny. But yeah, like, the three that I loved the most were really good, and I really applaud Robert.
Yeah, absolutely. All that animation came out so good, and it's really something special to see the whole community come together, and everybody is putting their best foot forward. There's not a single person on collab that
Family Guy style.
I know. All that stuff was just.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the
the
SpongeBob
love are there,
Reanimated
but
when
yeah,
it
all
came
good.
out.
Yeah.
Oh my
Which
gosh.
one? The SpongeBob SquarePants movie Reanimated?
Yes, the movie, yes.
Because
yeah.
that also got taken down, and
Like, it's got a whole bunch of different art styles and stuff. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
All right, I just pulled in my driveway, so I'm gonna head inside and take a quick shower, and then I'll probably log back on.
I don't know, I'm just dancing. Yay!
All right, see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye-bye!
What the shot where Jenny just has the Teletubby son? That surprised me because I watched the Teletubbies as a kid. Come on, it's my autism. You can't really deny that. Really, it's like. But yeah, like we had. Yeah, I think I had fun, at least, seeing the process of how the Reanimated project came to be, as I did with how the remix album came out. And really, I can't thank you two so much, for helping me out, because when I sampled this series in chunks. Season 1, sometime before I had to move, and then season 2 and then season 3, and then once season 3 was fully sampled, I just was so exhausted, cleaning up those samples, and everything. It's just... But I am so thankful that the two of you were so patient, in which I couldn't have done this without you guys. And really, it's been really an honor to really have you guys as, collaborators and friends, and also part of the Pogo community. And I think this is what ties... Because I'm not entirely sure if Blue Jay, I don't know if you have watched the show when it first came out or later.
Oh, I watched it when I was young. I thought it was really interesting. I was at my grandma's house and it came on, and she had Cartoon Network and everything, and yeah. But I haven't seen a lot of it, but yeah, it was really cool. It's a really good classic.
Yeah. To me, I never, when it came on, I had no idea. I had no idea what the show was. I was 4 at the time, and I didn't really know much at that point in time because, I was little at that point in time.
Oh, yeah, that makes me think of something. What would
Oh, sorry, not Cartoon Network.
I would love
Nickelodeon. She
to
had
hear...
Nickelodeon too. Sorry.
Yeah, that's...
I slipped.
One of my earliest experiences with the show. So, I'm like I might be a little bit older than some of you guys, and so I remember when the show was on TV. But I remember the first episode I ever saw was that preschool dropout episode where Jenny has to go back to preschool. I don't know why. I just got so much secondhand embarrassment from that episode that it really turned me off the show for a while. I just really couldn't handle that. But I remember those visuals of the transformations where Jenny was transforming into the alarms just to get the teacher's attention. I just love that image stuck with me. And so later on, way after the show's actual original run, I recalled the show, and I'm like, hey, I remember, there was a show called Teenage Robot on, and I really like robots. I was getting inspiration for drawing my own comics and stuff. So I was like, let me just check this show out and see if I can draw anything out of it. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to watch the whole show. I'm just going to, I'll just watch one episode for research. And then I binged the entire show in a day. So, and then that's when I found that My Life as a Teenager rebooted forum and all that, and I got super obsessed with Teenage Robot, and it's been my favorite show ever since. Favorite cartoon show for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly,
what was the first episode you remember watching, Nick?
It was on YouTube. I talked about this on the Old School Lane podcast, where I first discovered it, and it's either Agent Sheldon or Puppet Bride, one of the two of the season 3 episodes that were on YouTube at the time. Yeah, and so season 2 was just...
Because those are not what I would consider an entry level episode. As far as a good introductory episode. But you liked it enough based on that?
To Prime was the full-on Teenage Robot thing that I've watched in full at the time when I first started. But I really fell in love with the show, with the art style and how the characters were and everything. And to be honest, and I talked about this in the Old School Lane podcast, which Rob, he actually made an appearance. I think everyone saw the podcast at that point, but yeah, Rob came into the podcast, and I talked to him about how the show was, and that Escape from Cluster Prime. When I remixed that special, I consider that like the Terminator 2 of Teenage Robot, in which things got dark. And so it's like when I was remixing Cluster Prime for Project XJ9, I was thinking about Skynet Symphonic, which was Pogo's remix of Terminator 2. And so I've thought about that, and
that remix went hard, man. It slapped.
Oh yes, yes, Terminator 2. I surprisingly have not seen Terminator 2 yet. I'm actually getting into it now. I'm getting into it. It looks pretty cool for the early 90s movie, but I've stopped temporarily because of other things, but I'm planning on watching it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a classic. You gotta watch it. That's on my to-watch list too. I feel like there's a lot of classic movies out there that like feel like everybody should watch, but I'm like, or like everybody else has already seen these classic movies and I've never seen them. So like a big one that I watched recently was Fight Club. Like everybody I know has seen Fight Club and like would make references to it. Now I love being on the inside of all that now. Like and you see more of that in Teenage Robot, where Rob Renzetti was like inspired by like that era of like horror and horror action, and you see that come through in the episode where Tuck is the director of the movie of Jenny. And there's a lot of references to like classic horror. Like there's the obvious one is the what's the movie? The Shining. Like it's so cool. The more when you actually sit down and watch those movies, like in Terminator 2 is one of those movies, so that when you actually sit down and watch it, you will like recognize so much stuff from other like animated shows. We're referencing Terminator 2.
To me, I viewed some similarities between Terminator 2 and Escape from Cluster Prime a little bit because of, Traumatin gets taken by Seminus, and, all these robots are walking about, the cluster bots, or marching about, enslaving the human race, and like taking over the humans and everything, and
are we talking about
how
we talking about rebel?
Yeah.
Favorite episode. Oh no, we lost Eric. It's okay. He's getting late.
Eric,
who's
taking a quick shower, and then he's gonna be.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I want to.
We're mostly talking about references in Teenage Robot at the moment.
Not gonna lie, Atlas, you sound a lot like Eric. So every time you talk, it's freaking me out, man.
Dude, I thought it was him when he talked, dude. Oh my god.
I have no idea where that similarity comes from, but we'll see.
Even your mannerisms with it, like I don't like that. That sounds like Eric.
It's not intentional, really. It's
no,
not
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it's a fun coincidence. All right, I have discovered. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I didn't even know that.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
They were separate people until Eric said that he was getting up and getting to get something, and then I heard him keep talking.
I could have sworn there was a little icon that. Whenever
I've never seen Atlas and Eric in the same room at the same time, though.
Yeah,
so
true.
jury's still on
do
that
we
one.
know that like they're not just alter egos of themselves?
No.
I'm a copy of
I swear that
Where were you at 8:30 p.m. today, Atlas? What say you that?
No.
I can barely remember what happened to me 5 minutes ago, so who's to say?
I don't know about you, but that
Sometimes
sounds
I
really
can't remember what I
convincing to
said
me.
5 minutes ago.
Sometimes I monologue too much.
I have ADHD. I'm all over the place. I'm like,
Hey, I think I'm undiagnosed.
Same here.
I don't know if you can see my model, but I'm like shaking. I'm like,
Oh,
Blue Jay here is an up-and-coming VTuber, and they're camming at the moment.
I already am, but I'm
Stream
like
can't
so
see that.
inactive. I'm like freaking inconsistent. I'm like,
This is weird.
Oh, Nathan,
Atlas?
we were kind of talking about this before you were here.
Yeah.
What was your first experience with My Life as a Teenage Robot?
Oh, too early to remember. I was too young. I don't remember. I remember the earliest memory I have of Teenage Robot is I was like young, and it obviously Escape from Cluster Prime had already come out because I just remember drawing a picture of Jenny and Vega together when I was a kid, like young kid. I'm talking elementary school kid, and being particularly proud of how that drawing came out. I don't remember what.
Do you have a drawing?
I don't remember what it looked like. I think the drawing is somewhere buried in all the art that me and my sister made growing up in storage somewhere. You know, if it exists.
Oh my gosh!
If it still exists.
We need to dig it up. We need to dig it up.
I know,
We need to
it's
go
always
on a
been-
journey.
It's always been an idea of mine. I've always wanted to see what it like, because that is probably, at least to my memory. I mean, maybe there's art, whatever that I drew that I forgot about when I was a kid, because I mean, I was a kid. But to my memory, that is the earliest Teenage Robot fan art that I've ever drawn when I was in 3rd grade or something. Maybe 2nd. I don't know.
I like that dog guy from YouTube chat says, ah!
So yeah, I was gonna say, Atlas, you sound like Eric, and Blue Jay, you sound like Brad. So this is all. Whenever either of you, whenever
I have no
either
idea
of you
who that
talk,
What?
Yeah, Blue
Brad
Jay's
said-
not a Teenage Robot fan. I take it.
Oh, that's what they meant. They
Oh, the Brad. Wait, Brad. Wait. Oh my gosh.
from the show, Brad, the red
Yeah.
hair spiky guy.
I have the model sheet.
Nice.
Actually, of
Look up if you want to look him up. Just Brad MLAATR.
If Nico's going to bring up exclusive dealies that he has, any of y'all know about the it leaked recently, the TV show Pitch Bible. Yes, that got leaked recently.
Oh yeah, I was one of the earliest
Oh, cool.
ones to get it.
oh, what?
Yes. I saw you. I think you were in that server. It's the MLAETR fan base server. That
Oh
one.
yeah, I helped
Yes.
run it. I helped run it. Yeah.
Then of course you're in it. Yes.
But yeah, me and Jack were like fangirling about it when it got leaked, and we were like reading it, and before anyone else in the fan base had it, we were reading it. We're like, oh my god, look at that! You learned some fun facts reading that Bible. Fun fact: did you know that Brittany Crust is an orphan?
What?
Canonically?
I didn't know that in canon.
The reason why Brittany Crust is British and Tiff isn't is because Brittany is from Britain. Her parents died, and now she's living with her aunt and her uncle, and by extension, Tiff.
She's got sad British orphan vibes now. I'll have to pick up on
I don't
those
know.
now.
Something tells me
Alright.
that it was her fault.
Oh my god.
This has got
She
dark
literally
fast.
sold out the entire human race.
True, she did do that. That is on her rep sheet.
And then they got those little like jewels, and they sold out the human race to the cluster so that they can enslave other humans. And they also were super willing to enslave humans with the power of the crystal. from Victim of Fashion. No, that's
so British. Everyone died. That's the lesson we have to learn here.
Yeah. Basically, don't trust British people.
Exactly.
And you might say that I don't. I just blame Nickelodeon for infusing that with me into me. It's not my fault. They couldn't. They didn't. Although I love the whole the villains they used in Teenage Robot and the Crust Cousins as a recurring villain. It was nice to have a bully who's actually bad. There are so many times when you're told as like a kid that the person who's bullying you is bullying you because they're a sad person or they're bullying. And there's reasons why people do bullies and people deserve sympathy. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm being bullied because somebody else is mean. Like I have my own problems and I don't go around, torturing people who are less fortunate than myself or weaker than myself. So it's nice to like come home and like when you're watching a show, the analogs for your bullies are bad, and the show is not saying that you're bad for not forgiving your bullies. Not that you should hold grudges, but it's like you're a kid. You don't want to be lectured about how actually it's your fault you're being bullied. Here's how you can stand up for yourself.
With the Crust Cousins, I really enjoy their wardrobe. I love every single time they do a wardrobe change in the show. Yes.
Absolutely. And the outfits were just great.
They're mean. They are terrible, but they will dress better than you. I enjoy that.
Absolutely. And
In fact,
was it Designing Women, the one with all the different outfit changes?
Yes. Oh my god.
No.
Victim of Fashion
was
where
Designing Women is the one with
Vexus and Sheldon getting the blueprints and
Oh yeah. What's the name of the one with Jean-Philippe? Jean-Philippe International. Please hold.
Dress to Kill.
There you go.
That's when
Receptionist guy. He is the sassiest.
Episode and the major hint that he would actually prefer being a drag queen.
Exactly.
No. From Ukraine.
I love how he instantaneously no one had to tell him to put like a wig on or anything. He was just like, yeah, that was the only outfit change he had. He had a wig on him. He'd been waiting to use it for so long.
Current in VC. Hello.
Oh, anyhow, I think I'm about to head out. I got some things I got to do before I go to bed. I appreciate, again, all the hard work you're doing, Nathan. You need to get some sleep soon, my friend.
I think I'm going to release a single, because I want to upload something on the Discord, or not the Discord, the YouTube channel for Rebooted on, the day of, even if it's last minute like this. I get the whole thing. It was a collab that we all did together, but I just,
I feel you, but you did a really, really good job with the soundtrack and directing the soundtrack and mixing it and everything. So that's just as much, anything that... As far as like producing content, you probably did more than any individual person for Reanimated. I was just sitting there back and like giving people shots and kind of checking up on people from time to time. But you were really, really, hands-on with it. So you gotta sleep. You're only human.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'll get some sleep tonight. Don't you worry.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care.
I'm gonna head out. And yeah, peace out, everybody.
See ya.
Eat well.
Eat.
Bye.
Alrighty, and here we are. I didn't get asked this, but one of my earliest memories of first being exposed to Teenage Robot had to have been... I think they did rerun marathons back on Nicktoons Network. I can't remember the very first episode, but the earliest that I can remember is... Where is it? Histronics. That's the earliest. Histrionics. There we go.
Yeah, it's fun.
That is the earliest episode that I can remember in my mind, and that I had seen all of season 3 back on Nicktoons when it had originally aired back in, I think it was 2009? What?
Oh, I don't remember.
It took a very long time for season 3 to come out for some reason. They were just withholding that season for a very long time and then just dumped it out on Nicktoons Network. I know they do that a lot. And they just will. See you in a bit.
I gotta think of a better pun for this end track. Cap off the Vicenal. Vicenal means 20th anniversary, but there's no pun. Like everything else, all the other tracks on this album have pun names. My Reanimated Life. See, that's fun. Reanimated, like, you know, we reanimated Teenage Robot, but like my life, like zombie. That's fun. A little fun pun. Automama trying. It's a mama trying. Automaton. That's fun. This one's just cap off the Vicenal. That's not a fun pun. Just
Vicenal.
It means 20. It means 2 decades, 20 years.
I'm trying to think of a good pun here. Vicenal. When I think of that, I'm thinking of vinyl records, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying to think of a good pun for you, Vicenal. It's so specific. Just very. Had to be a better word for just 2 decades. Vicenal. I don't hear anybody ever use it, but here we are. Very special case. Right. Is there anything else we wanted to say about our little Plunder Phonics album here, Nico?
Well, if I were to go back in time and, you know, get more people to actually work on this, and or just have a little bit more time to get people, if I knew that the 20th anniversary was going to be big, you know, I would have, you know, go as far as to get people from, you know, the Pogo community to help, but, you know, you guys came in, you know, willingly because you love the show so much. And so it's been a learning experience to me, really, to try to master out everything, and, you know, because when you look back at some of my old tracks, they were out of place because I was really out of place. Like, I was learning the basics at that point. I'm so glad that, after all these years that I've finally mastering on vocals and whatnot. Like, I think I finally mastered it with the album. And I'm sure Roboto, Blue Jay, you had to redo sections of it because, there was a lot of stuff that you wanted to fix before, and that led me to ask you to collaborate on the album because I wanted Roboto to be a part of it. And the track that was supposed to be for 1.0, or 1.5 actually, managed to finally be complete, called Powered Robot. This was
Oh yeah, the one that's in the album actually sounds like the one that's it's not it actually sounded like, I listened to it, it's not the final version. It's like,
oh crap, I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
I had one that was completely rebalanced and I like re-leveled like the drums and the instruments and stuff.
I was crunched on time.
You're good. You're good, man. You're good, man. I have that version up on SoundCloud already.
Doesn't need to be a pun. It just needs to know. It just needs to say what it is. Not cap off the Viceenal. Shred of the Viceenal.
Let go. Yes.
Because Eric fucking shreds in this track.
Yeah, the Roboto, I had to take some of the... what I did was I took some of the lower quality samples that were in the original version and I just replaced it with the higher quality versions.
That you so graciously resampled for us.
Yes, I did. Yes. I knew that some of the stuff that I needed for the remasters and remakes needed to be cleaned up and resampled. So I had to go in and actually resample them. Like I had to go in and resample every.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. Powered Robot was like inspired by Mr. Simon, which is also in the Pogo community, and he does some freaking fire freaking remixes, bro. If you ever heard of Planet Court, which is a remix of Michael Jackson, oh my god, it slaps so hard. And oh my god, he's done like a huge album based off of
Dexter's Laboratory,
yes,
which is partly the inspiration behind the whole Project C9 series in the first place. Because, that also had scientists and robots and everything.
Yeah,
and it also
dude, the album freaking slaps, bro. It's fire.
Plus,
it went hard, bro. He didn't have to go so hard, but he did.
Plus, Rob also worked on Dexter's Lab, so that kind of connected.
Dexter's Lab.
Yes. Candy Milo also voices Nora Wakeman on Teenage Robot. She's the voice of Dexter from Dexter's Lab.
Season 4.
Yes,
well, season 4 onwards, because the original voice actors.
She retired. She wanted to spend more time with her family, so Candy Milo comes in season 4. Yes.
I really could have wished Candy Milo was also Chucky for the Rugrats, because at that point in time, you know, when Christy retired, she voiced Chucky for a couple of PC games for the Rugrats. And so that...
I'm surprised she didn't...
Your twin is back! Oh wait, is it him?
Eric, is that you? Eric? Hang on, I'll mute off for a bit. Hang on. Eric's gotta reset here a little bit.
It's his alter ego. The silence. I love his laugh.
The bird. The bird gift.
I love it. I love it. Yay. Do, 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 do.
But yeah, like when I resampled everything from the vocals that needed to actually need sampled, resampled so that I can actually remake the tracks to new vocals and sound effects and everything that wasn't sampled before. You know, that was kind of a tricky process, and I think I did most of season 2. I couldn't do the Christmas one because the timing was a bit off for me because, you know, I needed to get the samples sampled so that I can send them over to Blue Jay and the others that were collaborating on the album. So I needed to get them as best as I can, but also do it with quality. I wouldn't have to, you know, do the whole process again if I was doing Nihal Kylan. I would do an album on Nihal Kylan one of these days or something like that, maybe, but using the same techniques used for Project Shine 2.0, but still, like, when I resampled the vocals and music and whatnot that I sampled back then, you know, I think that's when, you know, there was a lot of improvements, and I can't remember if you guys complimented on that or not, but like, yeah, like the vocals were so much cleaner than...
Oh yeah.
And the music's more clearer now too, and then the sound effects were even more cleaner. Because now you don't have to deal with what I did back then was I go into Audacity and use the
noise suppression,
voice isolation, yeah, and then I had to, and that would sound a bit off. Like, it would either sound good enough that, you know, if I could lay music on top, no one would notice, or, you know, just blast it with music, and that led me to this rabbit hole somewhat.
Yeah, it's really low quality. It sounds like a lot of the spectral, like this, you know, it's very lossy. It really is.
Yeah, back when I first started Project Shine back in the day, you know, and most of my music back then, you know, I was not perfect at that point because Pogo was just amazing, and Mr. Simon was too, and everybody was just coming out with tracks after tracks that were so good, and
Oh,
How can I-
Mr. Simon, he had another remix. It's called Casper. It's really freaking awesome. It's like 8 minutes long, the whole
Spirit.
music video, but oh my god.
Spirit, yeah, Spirit was
Spirit.
pretty-
Let's see. Oh, dude, someone said it sounded like Frida Kahlo?
Frida Kahlo.
Who the heck is that?
Clone
Hold on.
High. If you haven't seen season 2 of Clone High, Frida Kahlo shows up. Yes.
Hold up. I gotta search this. Oh, jeez.
There's not a lot of clips of her online. I tried getting some reference for you.
What?
Hey, we're gonna get
We're gonna get Lee
We've been going
epically
for
DMCA'd by Warner.
2 hours and 20 minutes. I think what I'm gonna do.
Oh.
I'm gonna
I'll check it out later.
I've been trying to quietly finalize some mixes because I noticed some tweaks that I wanted to do when we were watching it in Reanimated, and I think I'm gonna stop the lo-fi music that we've all been listening to for the 6 viewers that are currently watching us. Hi, chat.
Hey,
It is an after-party stream, so I wasn't expecting a huge crowd, so it's okay.
Hello.
But for the 6 of you that are here, I'll play. Let's see. I'm gonna play the 2 tracks that I've been hopefully working on to try and get out tonight, while the rest will come probably tomorrow, because I want to like organize this a bit better. It's a little bit of a mess right now, but we're gonna listen to My Reanimated Life, which is the main theme, sung by the wonderful Savannah, and then we will Savannah Martinez, I should say the full name, Nathan, and then we'll take a listen to jump all the way down to the end credits, because it is such an awesome goddamn song, and yeah. So and then we can talk about either after, and then we'll probably wrap up this 2-hour after party stream. I hope everyone, as we start winding down, well, we were always winding down. I hope everyone has had a chill night, and like from the craziness of today, this was like a helping, like soothe it out, relax. Let's get this loaded up. Get that in there.
Honestly, before we really wrap up, again, if you want to check out Project Giant 2.0, with that features me, Blue Jay, Mex, and Atlas, it's going to be on Bandcamp under Simmer Tunes. I've actually put a link in it in the Twitter page, and also on SoundCloud. If you want to go and check them out, because there's a lot of other musical stuff that we do that, you know, if you want Steven Universe remixes, Blue Jay's the guy for you. If you want, you know, other types of remixes, Atlas and I are really good at that, you know. Me personally, I've been remixing other stuff, like some of the movies and stuff that I watched as a kid as well, and I think that's a really nice place to stop at that point. And that's
Uploading the files now. Gonna get it here because it's on a different computer, so I'm like transferring as you're talking there, Nick.
And also, like, and again, I really want to thank Rob Renzetti for creating the show, because if it wasn't for me seeing the show now, as you know, when I was joining the Rebooted project, you know, or even remixing the show, you know, my art style would have stayed pretty dull or something like that. Maybe not dull, but like my art style would have changed for the better if it wasn't for the show, because it really helped me explore shapes a whole lot more and design and everything, and it helped me so much with that. And Jenny as well, like with how Jenny was with with how I was going through late middle school and early high school years, that I was able to really be able to fully be a part of something big in the community, in both communities, both Pogo and Teenage Robot, because to me, you guys are all like family to me, and I really appreciate all what you guys have done for me over the past decade or so.
Very much appreciated, Nico.
Appreciate you too, Nick. Alright. That said, we are now going to transition to these last two tracks. First up is My Reanimated Life, again sung by the wonderful Savannah Martinez, and we also featuring Eric on guitar and bass. So,
hey.
So let's see. I'm gonna. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stream it on the Discord, so you guys can click watch, and then you'll be able to hear it when I stream it. Hold on. Where's the button where I switch screens? There you are. My Reanimated Life. There you are. Boom, boom. Now it's on. Now it's streaming for you guys, and so we can mute ourselves as we listen to it, so nobody's talking over it, and then we'll come back, and if anyone wants to talk about it or anything like that, we'll talk about it, and then we'll jump to the final one of the night, being I changed the name while you were away, Eric. It is no longer Cap Off the Viceno. In honor of your epic shredding, it is now Shred of the Viceno. So, all right. First up, though, Reanimated Life. I'm going to mute myself, and here we go.
5 o'clock, get a call to go blading at the skate park down by the mall. But my mom says I gotta prevent hostile aliens from annihilating us all. With the strength of 1,070 men, I guess I really shouldn't complain. Still, I wish I could go for a walk without rusting in the rain. It's enough to fry my brain. So welcome to my life, the story of my life, my teenage robot life.
Yeah, just the the intro to the best of our capabilities. Hooray!
Yay!
Any comments or questions or anything like that? I know it's just a song, but wanted to leave it open for discussion if someone had something to say.
Yes. How did you get in contact with the lovely singer here, Savannah Martinez? I'd like to know more about
She's
that.
actually the daughter of the storyboard artist who actually worked on the original show.
Yeah. I think were you here when we talked about that, or did you come after?
Me, I was.
No, not Nick.
I was
not Nick. I'm talking about Alice.
Yes,
Didn't she contact us?
I was a little late here.
Okay, yeah. I'll just. We put out a call for a singer, because we needed someone to sing the intro. Heather Martinez, who is a storyboard artist who worked on Teenage Robot, SpongeBob, all sorts of Nickelodeon cartoons, saw that call and contacted us and like, hey, I'm going to be recording a song for this pilot that I'm working on. I can record we can get you a singer for a Teenage Robot. And yeah, so her daughter was recording a song for some unmentioned pilot cartoon that we don't know, and just as they were doing it, they happened to throw in a Teenage Robot in there. So it was very nice, and we're very appreciative and very
so awesome.
Yeah, we are very honored to have them. They did a great job. But yeah, anything else? Questions before I move on to Shred of the Vice Sienna?
Will this actually be extended is going to be a mystery. Because we don't even know yet, because we had rebooted.
Well, no, I mean,
know.
This is, I mean, if you're talking about extending this track, I mean, this is like, the reason why we extended the end credits here is because, well, we wanted to put more into the end credits. Like, we wanted fan art in there. We had a list of over 100 animators we had to go through, plus the audio team and everything like that. So, you know, it was a lot.
What's it called? Shred of the what?
Vicenal. It means 20. It means 2 decades. 20. I found the word. You know. All right. It used to be cap off the Vicenal. It's like, I don't know. It didn't sound right. I much prefer now shred. It's like a little bit more fitting. All right. Here we go. That's so fucking awesome, dude.
Let's go.
Oh, good.
Thank
Yo, bro.
Thank you.
Dude.
Oh my god.
That was awesome.
It's so hype every time.
I was like smiling from ear to ear, dude.
God.
All right. Any comments on that?
Eric, how? That is my question.
Yo, bro, you popped
How?
off, bro.
I did.
It's not just Eric, it's everyone who was involved with making that end credits. Because
points to Z-Man 97. He's the guy who wrote the bass notes and everything for the end. But I do got to give a lot of credit to Eric for the guitar riff. Like that's damn.
Yeah.
we could use that for the...
It was a cool song before, but now it's legendary.
Legendary.
If we are going to be using that for Rebooted, we've got to give credit.
Oh yeah. I don't
or
know.
at least change something about the credits.
It is. I will admit, it has inspired me. When it got to this level of awesome, I started to finally think of like lyrics that I liked that were extensions of the actual Teenage Robot theme. Because Nick, about me, whenever we write lyrics, I end up dissatisfied with them. This is actually inspired me to like put down some lyrics that I actually prefer.
Oh,
so, but One day. So, but thank you guys for coming. Happy 20th anniversary of Teenage Robot. I hope this stream helped
Happy
everyone who came.
Bicentennial.
Yeah, happy Bicentennial. I hope this stream helped everyone who came calm down from the insanity of today. At least it was insane on my end, just scrambling and trying to get things done and get the Reanimated uploaded. So,
thank you, Blue Jay Mix, and thank you, Blue Jay Mix, and Atlas Genetic,
Geneticist?
Geneticist.
A person who studies genetics. Geneticist.
Oh, Jeanette.
That's a Homestuck reference.
Oh, good.
Make this screen name years ago, but anyways.
I'm sorry I butchered your name, but thank you, Bo, for coming into the stream as well and talking about Project Tonight. Thank you so much for talking. Thank you so much for being a part of Project Shine 2.0. Again, if you want to check out Blue Jay Mix, Atlas, and my collaboration with Project Shine 2.0, as well as Mr. John Tay and Oriya, it's on Bandcamp and also on SoundCloud as a playlist. Of course, the playlist is still under construction on SoundCloud. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the other three tracks in unless. But other than that, it was like it's complete other than the 3 missing tracks. But even then, you can listen to them wherever you go. And if you want to check out Blue Jay Mix,
you listen to the full thing on Bandcamp.
Mm-hmm.
They're all on there.
But again,
you'll also be able to see a music video edit really soon. I'm going to be upscaling the show very
nice
with the visual that I'm going to be cooking up real soon. Yeah.
Very cool.
And if you do want to check out Blue Jay Mix and Atlas, they're also available on SoundCloud. Go check out Blue Jay for his remixes on Clanad, Steven Universe, and all sorts of chaotic messes that he cooks up.
Yeah.
As well as Atlas as well, for he also does a lot of video editing and tons of great art, I think, as well.
Thank you very much.
You can also check me out on Simmer Tunes on SoundCloud as well. I do a lot of anime and all sorts of cartoon music and whatnot. And also join the Teenage Robot Fanbase Discord server as well, because
Linky links in there.
That's where And thank you so much for all these wonderful memories for the past decade of my journey, our journey, really, through the 10-year legacy of Teenage Robots and really the 20-year legacy that the show has in general. Because, man, that's really awesome. Thank you so much, Rob. Thank you so much.
And then, this information on this album we're doing for Reanimated. These 2 tracks should be uploaded to YouTube and Twitter tonight. I can just upload them as soon as the stream ends. The full album should be ready for download probably tomorrow night. So, yeah. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good night. Happy 20th anniversary, Teenage Robot. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
Likewise.
Bye.
Good night.